minutes. It looks like there's a few more people that are joining us, and we'll start in a few minutes as we're getting everyone set up. And welcome. All right, as we are getting started, just momentarily, I'm going to have you wait, but I want to include or introduce everyone, but also the chat. We have enabled the chat for you to share your information and contact information. I just realized those that are coming in late, they won't be able to see it. So I would wait just a few minutes just as people are popping in so that everybody would like to access that chat. And I also, gosh, we have some great topics for you today. And I know that right now, we have a lot going on personally, maybe professionally within your organization, and we're excited that you're able to join us today. So I'm going to first start off. Once again, my name is Deborah Stout. I'm the Executive Director of the Fullerton Collaborative, and I was able to work. Actually, I just looked at the calendar. It's been 5 years since I've popped into this role, and I have really enjoyed and appreciated the support from the collaborative members and the board as we're moving forward. So one of the is, again, use the chat, introduce yourself, share your contact information, share what resources you have going on in your organization. I'm going to actually start out with Barry Ross, and he is going to introduce the first speaker, and he also has a presentation as well. So I'm going to go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. And so I'm from Providence, St. Jude Medical Center, and also a treasurer of the collaborative board. And one of the things we have heard a lot about is about the mental health impact of COVID in particular. And so we decided that we would focus this meeting partially on that topic. So first we have Marshall Moncrief, who is the CEO of Mind OC, that is standing up the new Be Well campus in Orange that will be serving North and Central Orange County. And Marshall's going to give a brief presentation about Be Well and the particular campus. And then I will talk a little bit about two efforts that St. Jude has been working on. And then we have speakers from the county mental health stigma campaign and the high school district. So Marshall, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I was on mute and on no video because I'm in the building that's still under construction right now. So I was trying to protect you guys from some noise that I think will be okay from here forward. Barry, thanks a lot for the chance to be here and talk to everybody. I do have a few slides to share, so I'll pull those up in just a second. And then Barry, I think the interest is really in the campus that's
yes.
Okay. Would there be benefit in some background context around the larger Be Well too, or would you like me just to focus there on the campus?
Maybe just a minute or two on Be Well and then the campus. Thanks.
Okay. So before I pull these slides up, a little bit on Be Well for those of you that don't know about it. Be Well is just a few years old, and it's really an Orange County-wide collaboration between the public health systems, the private health systems, academia, the faith community, and as many people as we can get and as many organizations as we can get involved, recognizing that there are lots of very good things happening in mental health across Orange County, but they tend to be fragmented from one another. And despite really good efforts and good services, we don't have as robust a unified system as I think many of us would like and need in this community. And so Be Well is an effort to bring together the various sectors of this community to unify a whole system of mental health, both public and private, and for all of the residents of Orange County. So we have activities going on upstream, things like stigma reduction and prevention and early intervention. And we have things that are going on kind of cross stream, like unifying mental health services with the homeless service efforts. And then we have some things that are kind of foundational to a unified system. And the campus I'm going to talk to you about is one example of that. And so we have an aspiration, the community that's rallying around Be Well, to have at least 3 comprehensive care campuses of substance use treatment and psychiatric mental health treatment, all co-located under one roof, so it's easily accessible and available to the community, regardless of whether you're a Medi-Cal recipient, Medicare, commercially insured, or what have you. And so we're making progress on our first one now, which I'll pull up the slide and talk with you about. Okay, there's that. Then can you guys see that okay?
Yes, we are good.
Okay, I'm gonna zip back here, hold on. There we go, whoops. I guess I should have had that up as I was talking to you about it. So this is the campus, and I'm gonna move you on my screen over here. And so physically where this is located is right at what many of us know as the Orange Crush. And so right where the 57 and the 22 and the 5 freeways intersect, it's about a stone's throw from Anaheim Stadium on the same side of the road, right before the 57, the 5 and 22 converge. And this facility was made possible by investment contributions from the County of Orange, from CalOptima, the health plan, as well as several of the private not-for-profit hospitals. So St. Jude, for example, was a leader and contributor to making this happen, as was St. Joe's, and Kaiser, Hoag, and Memorial Care all contributed together in public-private partnership to make this campus happen. And it sits on a 2.5 acre property. It's a 60,000 square foot facility. It has 7 different services in it and 93 beds, quote unquote, to care for people. I'll give a kind of a different view here. And Barry, you've heard a bit about this. So as you see opportunities, I might be missing something or to enhance some point, call me out on it.
Oh, thank you.
This is the front view of the facility. And so the goal here, again, is to have comprehensive substance abuse treatment as well as mental health treatment all co-located, and to have co-located here several of the community-based organizations, often not-for-profits, but not limited to that, but all of the community-based organizations that contribute to the peripheral care, the adjunctive care to substance use and mental health. So, for example, legal services or job training access and things like that will also co-locate on the first floor of this building to provide the wraparound supports to patients when they come here for care. In addition to the patients and the families themselves, who are the primary focus, other groups that we're really interested in supporting are law enforcement, the local hospitals, and those not-for-profit community-based organizations I just described, all of whom work really, really hard to try to address this problem, but they haven't really ever been given the tool to address this well. So instead of Marshall, who might be psychotic or struggling with a substance use disorder, going to an emergency department, which puts a lot of strain on the emergency department and doesn't result in the best care for me, I would go here instead. Hopefully, if the behavior, associated with my mental illness allows it, I could go here instead of going and getting booked at a jail cell for sobering up. This would be a better place to take me. So these are the things that we're trying to accomplish with a facility like this, and we're trying to do it in a way where it's visually compelling, that it says to the community that needs care, you matter, your situation matters, we care about you, and this is a place of high quality care and compassion in the same way that we treat everything else in healthcare. I'll kind of walk through the services real quick. Barry, am I doing okay on time and pacing?
Yeah, I think we have about 3 more minutes.
Okay, so I'll go quickly through some of the services here. And so the first one is the sobering station, or what we're trying to rebrand as intake and referral. But if I have a substance use disorder problem, I'm intoxicated. Today, I go to jails or emergency departments, neither which gets me good care. Here, an officer or a family could drop somebody off, and they have the opportunity to get sober in a safe environment and hopefully engage in more ongoing treatment. Right next to that, on the first floor, is the crisis stabilization unit. Imagine an urgent care facility for mental health or psychiatric conditions. Both of these services are 24 hours or less. And the vast majority of the time, because they're getting care in the right environment, we can stabilize these people in need and get them to outpatient levels of care more effectively than an emergency department or anything else. When you see the dates here, these are the dates that the services are opening in 2021. On the second floor, we'll have a crisis residential program. And so from this crisis stabilization unit, if I did not fully stabilize and I still need a hug wrapped around me, then I can transition from that unit, which is 23 hours or less, onto the second floor, where I could stay for 7 to 14 days with a continued hug and care wrapped around me. If I need further support, then I can go to a mental health residential over here and get ongoing care for up to 30 days. With substance use, if I need more support beyond the sobering station, then I go upstairs to the third floor and I have a withdrawal management program or a detox program, and that's about 5 days, 7 days sometimes. Most of the time I can stabilize there and be referred to a lower level of care. If I can't, then I go to the substance use residential program where I have a longer term stay, upwards of 30 days. And so again, if I have Medi-Cal as my insurance, then I can get into all of these services. And we're also working right now with the commercial plan so that if I'm commercially insured, I can get into all these services. So this is a first of its kind in Orange County, where all of these services are under one roof, available to the whole community regardless of their payer status. So we're very excited about it. It's a major step in the right direction for our mental health system in this county. And we know, there's no illusions, this is not the panacea. This doesn't solve it all. It's just an inspired step in the right direction, getting previous entities that didn't partner as much into a partnership to make this happen. And we'll look forward to doing 2 more of these at minimum in this county over the coming years. Barry, I'll stop there and pause. I know you guys have a big agenda.
So thank you, Marshall. What I would ask, Marshall, if you have a few minutes, if people have questions for you, can they put it in the chat? And that way you could respond to them. Would that work for you?
It sure will. Let me see if I can find the chat.
Okay, it's should be on maybe on the bottom of your screen that says chat. And I will say that as we get materials from Be Well, I will make sure I forward them to Deborah so she can get those out to our collaborative members. This is going to be a really great resource for the community, and we want to make sure that they're aware of it. So we'll make sure you get those materials as each of these programs opens in 2021. This has been a real dream for, I know, for Marshall and for many of us that have been working in this space. And we are so excited that this is finally going to be a reality. So thank you very much, Marshall. And again, if you have a question, put it in the chat and Marshall will answer it for you if he can.
And I'll just
yeah,
some
go ahead.
interior shots too. Just this is what the inside looks like. And we'll be done with construction at the end of this month. And again, opening for care in January, as you saw. And so we really want this to feel like a high caliber experience so that the people who are struggling feel dignity, compassion, and care.
Great. Okay, so thank you, Marshall. So
Okay.
Deborah, do you have the slides I sent you today?
Barry, thank you so much for the opportunity. If the agenda is going to move forward, I may excuse myself.
Yeah, please do. If there's any questions, people put them up right now for you. You could answer them. Otherwise, if I get those, I can get those to you as well.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Marshall, just go ahead and end your screen share so I can share Barry's slides.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just going to highlight quickly two programs that St. Jude has been supporting. The first, you can go to the second slide.
Okay.
The second slide, yeah, that one. This particular program, no, that one, yeah. This particular program is geared to middle and high school students. And it's something that our health system, Providence, has rolled out. Started in Oregon with the goal of really ensuring that parents, teens, and educators have access to help young people both reduce stigma and amplify their voice with mental health. And if you want to click on, this is the worktobewell.org is the website. And Deborah, if you could click on it, let's see if it comes up so I can show people what the resources are on the Work to Be Well website. One of the things we've done is we've asked high school districts and middle school districts if they have an interest in being active in this. I mean, they can just share it. Anyone could go on the website, look at the resources. But if a school district is interested in being part of it, then there's opportunities once students are really back in school full time for the students to get engaged in this effort. I've also talked to them about how we could engage university level students in this type of effort. But if you go to, there's the resources page, and you can see there's toolkits and guides for teens and their parents. There's videos and wellness articles. There's things specifically for the teens and specifically for parents. There's also a curriculum that is videos that is available for young people as well. So all of these have been developed by mental health professionals, and they have been curated, and they're available to you guys right now. So I just wanted to let you know that that's available for you. And then why don't we go back, Deborah, to the other slide. And this slide is about the Each Mind Matters Promise to Talk mental health stigma reduction campaign that St. Jude, St. Joseph, and Mission Hospitals has been doing for, it's the last slide, for the last, probably the last 3 years in Orange County. The next slide, this is it. So this is really designed to encourage people to have open conversations about mental health. And you can see some of the resources that are on. It's www.promisetotalk.org. There's digital toolkits, there's fact sheets, there is how to start a conversation. There's a resource guide for low income, primarily low income um, families. And you can see a lot of the resources are multiple languages. There's activities for children, and there's others as well. There's a very active Facebook page that people can sign on to, and then they get posts for about mental health. And you know, particularly during this time of COVID, it's really helpful for people to feel that there's help out there, even if it's just digital right now. And we do list many of our partners that provide services in the community. So if you go to the resource page, if you're not there and you're providing mental health services and you want to be listed, we can add you. Just let me know. So I'm gonna stop here. Again, I'd encourage you to go on the website. And then I'm going to turn it back to Deborah because unfortunately I have to leave the call. And Deborah's going to introduce to you the other speakers about the wonderful mental health services we have available right now. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Barry, for your time. I'll go ahead and put that second link as well in the chat for everyone.
Great.
And is there any questions before Barry hops off? I know he has another call. I don't see any in here. Wonderful resources, and grateful for everything that you do, Barry, as well. I'm going to actually switch it over to Leanna, and Leanna is going to do our introduction of Jessica, who our next speaker is from the Orange County Healthcare Agency.
Hello, greetings, Fullerton Collaborative. I hope all of you are well today. So grateful to be with you this afternoon and to share these amazing resources. That Be Well facility just looks absolutely amazing. So I will be definitely just going to check it out when I can. So grateful today to have Jessica Carranza here. She's a health education associate from the Orange County Healthcare Agency. Jessica is a health educator with the Orange County Healthcare Agency under the Behavioral Health Department. She has been with the county for 5 years, implementing mental health and alcohol and other drug health education programs in school districts, family resource centers, and other community-based organizations. She is passionate about helping others live a life of quality and enjoys working with diverse communities throughout Orange County. Jessica holds a master's degree in public health with an emphasis on community health education from Cal State Long Beach. That's my alma mater too. All right, Jessica, thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Leanna. And thank you everybody for being here. As Leanna mentioned, my name is Jessica and I'm from the Orange County Healthcare Agency. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I have a few slides that I and I'm going to be talking about our Stigma Free OC campaign. So the Stigma Free OC campaign is a countywide movement that is designed to clear and end the stigma associated with mental illness and addiction, to increase awareness of mental illnesses, and to get organizations to create stigma-free environments so people feel comfortable speaking up and seeking help. Why should we care? Why is this important? Well, in 2019, approximately 61.2 million Americans had a mental illness and/or substance use disorder. And on average, that's about 1 in 5 Americans. And as many of you are probably aware, mental illnesses can range from so many different illnesses, including depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and/or addiction. And it's definitely gone up for sure due to COVID and all of the struggles that we've been going through throughout 2020. And I'm sure we're all aware that mental illness doesn't discriminate, right? People of every age, race, ethnicity, religion, and income level can be affected. And many people do not seek help because of the fear of stigma. And that's why this campaign is designed to reduce the stigma. So we're asking organizations, which I'm sure many of you are already doing, to continue establishing stigma-free environments and to help promote the message to see the person and not the condition. And a couple of different ways on how you can join the movement is you can go to our website. I put it in the chat box. That's stigmafreeoc.com. And I'll take us there in just a moment, where you can sign the pledge to be stigma-free. Other ways that you can get involved in the movement is continuing to engage your staff. So doing meetings like this, creating stigma-free wellness forums, newsletters, wellness retreats, continuing to educate your coworkers, your colleagues, and your loved ones about mental health and how to get help if they're struggling. On our website, we have a variety of different toolkits that are available for the community. One of them being an action plan for businesses and organizations. We have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram images that you are all welcome to download and to post to your social media platforms if you do have those. And we also have customizable materials that are available online for people to use, again, to create promotional items and to include in their organization's messaging. I just wanted to highlight some more mental health resources specifically on COVID-19. The first one being the COVID-19 Resource and Information Guide from the National Alliance on Mental Health Illness, and the What You Feel is Real community toolkit that's available online. And again, those are just great resources that have good information about coping skills and coping mechanisms and just how to manage everything that we've been going through throughout this year with COVID. The first two speakers, the Be Well and I believe it was Barry who just spoke, he talked about let's talk, promise on Providence. So I feel like this website is a great website to go to because it has so many resources on there. And Deborah, if you want, I can send you a comprehensive resource guide after this meeting that just has literally all of the resources that are on the website, because it can be a little overwhelming trying to navigate on a website. So I'm more than happy to send that to you if you want to send that out to all of your members. We have our county links and referral systems on our website, which include OC links, OC warm line 211. Again, great services for people to get information on counseling services, therapy, more information about housing, employment, emotional support. So definitely wanted to highlight our referral systems. We have more information on our website about suicide prevention. And to wrap up, before I just take us to the website, I just want to let you know that, you're not alone right now, and we're all struggling. We all have our own challenges every day. And so we hope that you know that you're not alone, that there's many resources out there, and to let others that they're not alone. There's been a couple of suicides in Orange County the last couple of weeks. A friend of mine, unfortunately, had her cousin commit suicide. So what people are feeling is real out there, and it's just so, I can't stress this enough to reach out to people and to be that initial person that somebody could feel comfortable to come to you about an issue. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for letting me speak. This is my contact information. This is our general contact information, but I also included my personal contact information in the chat. Stigma Free OC, email stigmafree@ochca.com. And there's our phone number there, 714-834-4058. And again, I can put that in the chat. And then I'll quickly take us to the website. Can everybody see the website? You could put a thumbs up, or if somebody wants to. Okay, wonderful. So this is our website. More information about Stigma, the toolkits I mentioned, and then our partners link is a list of all the partners who have pledged to join. So we are really proud of this list. It's continuing to grow. All these organizations have taken the pledge. We also have individual pledges as well, but I'm just showing you the organizational partners page. And then it's also represented geographically. And I believe right now we have Santa Ana, and we have Costa Mesa and Orange, and I'm trying to see what else. And a few incorporated areas that have pledged. So it's really quite simple. You can go to the website, click on this link that says take the pledge.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jessica, we're not actually able to see the website. We see the website link from your PowerPoint presentation, but not the actual website.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. So, yeah, if you stop sharing and yeah, there you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Well, I'll just quickly explain. So this is the Stigma Free OC website. And just to reiterate, just more information about stigma, the toolkits I mentioned that include the action plan for businesses and organizations, as well as the social media images that are free to download. And then this is our partners page that lists all of the partners who have pledged with us. And it's quite a long list of people here in Orange County. And so we're really, really grateful for all these organizations who have pledged and who are getting on board with our mission. So if you are ready to pledge and you want to be part of this list and join our movement, we ask that you go to stigmafreeoc.com, and right here in this little green tab says take the pledge. It only takes less than 30 seconds. I've already pledged, so once you have filled out your information, this little pop-up will show. So I'm not able to fill out my information, but you get the point. And once you've pledged, you can download your certificate, and then your name will pop up here individually, or if you want to pledge as an organization, like I showed you earlier, we also list your name on the website. So that's all I have. Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to put it in the chat box.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for the time that you've put together for that presentation and for some updates as well. So Leanna, I do not see Carlos. He probably has something that came up. I know that the school districts have been really impacted. And so I do want to open this up for a discussion right now. We've had some great resources so far. And I'm just thinking about how do we want to work collaboratively around this issue of mental health and concerns that we may be seeing in our communities. And are we seeing that in the communities that you're working with? So I just wanted to open that up once again. Just where do we want to go from here in our discussion around collaborative efforts? So you could just raise your hand, or you could put something in the chat as well if you have.
Well, this is Lisa McFerrin, Director of Campus Communications at Fullerton College, and I'm one of the board members here. I think a good step that we can take is having our own board sign the pledge, and if they haven't already, and I'm sorry, Deborah, if our name is or isn't on the list yet, but I think that would be important for us to do as a board.
Lisa, it's a great next step.
Thank you, Jessica. Too.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much, everybody. And Deborah, I'm actually going to have to leave. I have another meeting I have to jump on, but thank you so much.
Not a
And
problem.
happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for your time. And like I said, and I have the PowerPoint that you gave it. I'll put it into the membership as well. So,
Okay,
all right,
wonderful.
perfect, excellent. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead. I do to see whether or not there was a concern. One of the things that we talked about in the past was possibly looking at needs within the executive directors and the organizations. And are you seeing concerns and needs to take care of yourself through this time? And how are you personally able to take care of yourself through the challenging ups and downs of COVID? So what's some successes that you've done?
Are we talking about us as organizational leaders?
Yes.
For me, it's just been trying to rest as much as I can and being with the challenges of COVID and leadership. I feel like for me personally, the challenges with being a leader with the new everything that's going on is just that we are always problem solving a new situation we've never dealt with before. And so I'm sure as a lot of us as educators and, involved in problem solving groups within our organizations, it just seems that like every decision is extra exhausting and extra challenging to make, because I don't know about all of you as leaders, but I feel like one of the things that makes me a good leader is I'm very humble and I'm very like, let's gather all the resources and let's make a very, educated decision. But when you're not given a ton of resources because everything is new to everybody, I've just found it mentally exhausting, not just physically exhausting, but mentally exhausting. And as we're talking about mental health today, like really being easy on myself about how much of a toll that takes after months now. We've been doing this since March, and really understanding why a lot of nonprofits have sabbaticals, and how can we work in those mini sabbaticals for ourselves in our own organization, realizing that this is more trying than status quo operations are. So that's just what I've had to do for myself. But anybody else that would have any input of little, what one of my best friends said, that who's also a leader, he's like, our normal like tricks don't work. Our normal little bag of tricks aren't working like they used to. And what new little things have we had to add to our bag of tricks? I know for me on Sundays, I go off the grid on Sundays. I don't look at my phone. I don't text anybody. I don't answer phone calls. I'm just off the grid on Sundays, and being really strict about that. So any other input and support that we could have for each other right now, since we have this time, would be, and we're talking about mental health and making sure our mental health is stable so we can be there to lead our organizations. Any input that anybody else has would be appreciated greatly.
Well, I wanted to start with taking Sundays off isn't helpful for a pastor. Thanks a lot, Leanna. I can't care for myself. No, I think what's important beyond what you said and what I found I need, and I think all of us who lead organizations are in this work that is about helping and caring for others, that I know I need people in my life that give me permission to rest and to take a break and to not do things because I don't give them to myself. So I have people who I share with what's on my plate and can tell me, no, it's okay, Jason, to not do this right now, to focus on this and then to focus on yourself. So I've found that really helpful because it takes a weight off my shoulders. And so if, some of you, if you don't have a good boss, maybe that's not a good place to get permission from because they'll just load more on. But maybe people outside your organization, who you work with, who might know you, to just give you permission to not do all the things that you know you should be doing. I always say, don't should on yourself. So don't should on yourself, and get permission. Sorry, Deb, that's not bad language. That's just should.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Excellent. Thank you so much, Jason, for that. Anyone else? What has been helpful for you, or you've seen? I know, like, for me in the past, it's always been like, you are the tool. If you have a toolbox and your tools need to be sharp, a doctor goes into surgery, they have their scalpels that are all sharp, and if you are not sharp, if you're not clean, it's really hard to give back to those that you serve. And so as we're moving forward in this time in the season where there's a lot of challenges that our clients, our people that we serve, our community members that we serve, if we're not looking at ourselves and taking ourselves time, and like those usual tools that we, or the usual tips that we have done in the past, like Leanna was saying, it may not be available, like going to the beach. Well, is this week the beach on or off? Are we allowed to go? Are we allowed to go to the park? Are we allowed? And there's definitely some challenges that we are faced with. And we know that taking that self-care is essential for us as workers. And I encourage you to do that as well.
Deborah?
Yes.
I'm going to put a TED Talk in the chat. This is a TED Talk that I show my students that have been very helpful, I think, to my students during COVID. It's a TED Talk by Kelly McGonigal about stress, and how if we think of stress as bad, it becomes bad for us. And if we think of stress as good, it actually helps us. And I think mindset is a big part of everything in life, and certainly during COVID, and it has been for me and my students. So I noticed that when professors just assume that things are going to be bad for students, they often are self-fulfilling prophecies. And if we think about and talk about COVID as an opportunity and a time for us to maybe find new ways of doing things that are, the mother of invention, and all the good things that can come from it, we often are energized by it. At least that's been my case. So I just left that in the chat.
What a great resource. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. All right. So we're going to go ahead and shift gears a little bit before we open it up for any other discussions as well. And if you have any tips, please, the chat's still there. You can add it as well. So I do have a couple of updates. First update is from, actually, Leanna, do you want to update us on anything on the executive board?
Sure. We just had we have our executive board meetings every 2 months, and we just had ours last week for December. We had a really great meeting. I appreciate our board so much. Just a lot of discussion, follow-up discussion from the general meeting we had last month regarding the rent moratoriums, and following up that discussion, and really giving some real time and energy to the fact that this is going to definitely be impacting our community in the coming months in the new year. And what can we do as a board in our city? For those of you who don't know, many years ago, we did the Day of Giving. Was that like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, Debbie? I want to say it was 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 years ago, I believe.
Okay. We did the Day of Giving for the Whatever It Takes Fund, the WIT Fund, we called it. So we had the WIT Fund as an emergency fund for organizations that needed support with ending homelessness. And we did use that money for many different projects and for emergency assistance. And then once CityNet came into Fullerton and they were doing a lot of work with the city, we kind of just held back on what we were doing to hold on to that money, to not duplicate services in any way. So we just kind of been like sitting on the money. When is somebody really going to need it? And we feel that now is the time to use it. So in partnership with OC United and Solidarity, please tell me if I'm missing anything, Debbie, and with Pathways of Hope, which will be leading this as the admin on this, we are doing, I'm missing somebody because it was.
Yeah, so Habitat, so 3 neighborhoods.
Yeah, Habitat, OC.
Habitat for Humanity, OC United, and Solidarity. Pathway, we have just over 9,000. Pathways is making it to a complete 10,000 and offering rental assistance.
We'll be doing 10 grants to 10 families in Fullerton, 3 from each organization, 1 from Pathways, of around $500 to families to cover them for their 25% rent in January so they won't get evicted. So we wish we could do more, but whatever it takes to end homelessness, if we can keep 10 families off the streets from being homeless in Fullerton, to us, that's huge. So they've started the process of working on that now, and we're just very happy to be able to do something with that money and do something that meets the cause of why we raise that money. So thank you to those organizations for doing that, and thank you to our board for approving that. So I know I thought about it a lot last week and felt really good about what we were doing. So that was our big push that we did on Tuesday. We are just want to move in the direction of what the needs are in our city right now with COVID and what's going to be coming up in the months. So please reach out to us if you feel like there's anything that you need our support from.
Excellent. Thank you, Leanna. And then we do have a quick update as well in regards to the Education Committee. On Wednesday, we are actually working with partners in the community and the Fullerton School District, along with the Regional Center. We're doing the remapping of the Early Developmental Index in our city of Fullerton. If you are interested in joining us, it's on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. You could go ahead and put your contact information in the chat, or you send me an email and I will forward that off to Barry, who is assisting us with that as well. And then I do want to also to do a quick update on the Next Gen Youth Empowerment. And unfortunately, Bev and Christian had other commitments today, but they do want to remind people that we are having our Next Gen meeting on January the 5th at 10 o'clock via Zoom. And Christian will send an invite to the partners before the holidays. So you'll have that in your inbox and a reminder. So join us on the 5th for those that are working with the at-risk or the youth that are needing some support at this time. So, and then Jason, do you want to ask, so is there any other additional things around homelessness that you would like to update us on?
No, Leanna stole my announcement. No, I did hear that the new council is going to be having some discussion tomorrow around homelessness and strategy going forward. They haven't started any enforcement, we don't think. And I know talking with David this past week over at Pathways of Hope, that they are still doing more food than they did before COVID, but not as much as they did at the beginning of COVID, handing out food at their distribution center to as many families. So.
Okay, thank you. Some important times right now and some issues that we're working with. Thanks, Jason, for that. All right, and then as you were talking about City Council, I'm also reminded we as the Executive Board, not we, but the Executive Board is also going to be reaching out to the new City Council members and sharing our vision and our also our membership, and just encouraging them to really help us work together around the key issues in the city of Fullerton. So we'll be working on that as well as we embrace the new year. I just also want to update you on health and wellness. Actually, Peter, can you go ahead and, I believe you're there, go ahead and share your screen about some updates about health and wellness in the city of Fullerton?
Yeah, I'm right here. Sure. So as far as health and wellness, regards to the Move More Eat Healthy campaign, we're continuing to offer in virtual physical activity classes for anyone that's interested. It's completely open to the community. Once a day. So we're offering different types of classes like Zumba, mindfulness, strength training, and so on, dance classes, a lot of different types of classes. And in order to access the classes, we actually have the calendar posted on our website at movemoreeathealthy.org, or also by finding us on Facebook at Move More Eat and Virtual because of COVID. Also, kind of to promote physical activity and health and wellness, at the beginning of November, we did launch our holiday home workout challenge. And so this is just kind of a different way, a challenge to try to engage with the community to make physical activity a lot more entertaining. And so what you see on here is the flyer for the challenge. And so what we're asking residents to do is to share with Move More Eat Healthy what their holiday home workout looks like. As far as how to enter, all participants have to do is make the pledge for our Fall into Fitness campaign and commit themselves to engage in, for adults, 30 minutes of physical activity a day, for youth, 60 minutes of physical activity a day per guidelines from the CDC. Also, as far as entering the challenge, all they have to do is post a photo or a video of them participating in their favorite workout at home. The resident or the participant that actually publicizes and shares the most content, whether it be photo or video, will actually be the winner of the workout challenge. And as far as prizes, first place will be getting a $150 Target gift card. Second place will be getting a $100 Target gift card, and third place will be getting a $50 Target gift card. So these gift cards aren't like low amounts. These are very high amounts. And so we're just really trying to get the community to engage and be excited for physical activity as much as possible. Because as I've mentioned in meetings in the past, based on different studies, there's actually been a 30 to 50% reduction in steps based off of people's data from their cell phones. And so, and so all they have to do is hashtag us at Holiday Home Workout Challenge, tag us at Move More Eat Healthy, and we did extend the deadline to December 20th, which is this upcoming Sunday, to participate. I know a lot of our residents do like waiting till the last second to share all of their content. So we're hoping to see a lot more posts. So far, we have about 30 members of the community who have engaged, and it's actually open to all age groups. So children, youth, adults, and it's open to anyone that wants to participate.
Excellent. And it's a North Orange
Does anyone
County.
have any questions?
Yeah, and it's open to the North Orange County
Sorry,
region.
Debbie, go ahead.
Sorry, my internet's a little bit unstable. So it's into the North Orange County region. So we have other cities, and we want Fullerton to be represented. So make sure to post your Instagram.
Yeah, we won the Kids Fitness Challenge. So let's win this holiday home workout challenge as well.
Yeah, excellent. So post and share and all that good stuff. Excellent. So our next meeting is coming up for health and wellness, and that will be generally the fourth Wednesday of each month at 10 o'clock. So our next meeting will be on the 27th. When we are meeting, we have some wonderful partners that come and join us. So Carlos couldn't join us today. He does a wonderful update about mental health in this high school district. So if you're interested, please join us for that meeting. But I also invited Corey from the Fullerton Community Center and Parks and Rec Department, along with Ricardo, to share some quick updates on what's going on within the city, some wonderful resources to share. So Corey?
Hi, everyone. For those of you that I haven't met, my name is Corey Lance. I am one of our Parks and Recreation supervisors with the city, and am based out of the community center, home for now, actually, but normally out of the community center. So I am going to just quickly run through a number of programs. We are still operating even though we are closed to the public, but we have about 9 weekly to biweekly programs that are being offered right now, ranging from feeding programs to art at home to walking tours. So just wanted to briefly run through those with you and invite you to check out our website because all of those programs are currently listed there. Quick regarding the feeding programs, we are still running our Meals on Wheels in-person distribution and also delivery program that's specifically for our senior population. We are currently serving about 150 seniors weekly with those frozen meal deliveries. We're also doing a grocery distribution that has just recently moved to the first and the third Thursday of every month. At this point, we're really lucky that our partner Second Harvest Food Bank has actually been able to give us produce boxes instead of just shelf-stable boxes. So we're excited that the quality of food has kind of kicked up a notch since the beginning of all of this, and we're excited to offer some healthy options to our families and seniors. There's no requirements for receiving those groceries, no registration at all. It's just a drive-through service. So the first and the third Thursday, starting at 3 p.m., families and seniors are welcome to drive up and receive those groceries. And then we wanted to let you know that our Feed Fullerton is in its last enrollment program, which is a voucher system that supports 20 local restaurants in Fullerton, and we have done 3 enrollments. It is CARES funded, and unfortunately at this time, as we all probably know, CARES has not been extended into the next fiscal year. So we're hoping that as CARES gets extended, that this program will also be able to continue as well. The other big update countywide that I wanted to let everybody know about is that North Orange County has ended its Great Plates program, specifically here in Fullerton. So that program, again, has also ended. So we still have Meals on Wheels and our grocery distribution, but the Feed Fullerton and Great Plates is coming to an end here. Regarding our physical activity, we've put together new programming that encourages guided walking tours, where we have Amy All, one of our city educators, doing videos at different points throughout Fullerton that have different themes. So it's fun because it's a guided walk that gets people out and about in Fullerton, but also highlights some historical and architectural points of interest. The last one we just released is on Laguna Lake, and we are releasing Juanita Cook Trail in the next week. And then the last big thing is our Art at Home courses, which is done every 2 weeks. And currently we are enrolling for our Solstice Candles project. Participants receive all of the supplies needed to do these packages or to do these projects through a drive-through service. And it is free for seniors 60 and older. And then each kit is $9 for any other resident interested in participating. And our Solstice Candle pickup is tomorrow, and that is still open for registration. I'll take a breath now. But if there's questions, feel free to email me separately, or you can also check out our website and let us know if there's any partnership opportunities that anybody's interested in.
Thank you so much, Corey. If you want to put that in the chat, maybe the link to the Parks and Rec website as well, that would be helpful. Awesome. All right. So as we're moving forward in the last couple minutes, is there any other, I'm seeing some great resources in the chat. Just want to highlight them. Of course, if you have, you can raise your hand if you wanted to also share what you have going on or any updates from your organization. So, so All the Arts Foundation, Kelly, thank you. All the Arts has committed to helping mental health and around children. So we have all the social media platforms where families can find different ways to keep the arts in the family life, encouraging creativity, and is a great way of coping. And yes, that's an excellent resource as you're working on as well. And Dennis, Father Dennis, an invitation to participate in the Homeless Memorial Day. So each year in the recent years, we've had this is a time for free is voiceoforangec.org. List the names of all the people who died within the past year. Press release and that as well. So if you're wanting to be a sponsoring organization, so we do Father Dennis, and that information is in the chat. Thank you again for your resources and for Yeah, I love Jay's comment about pickleball. We're gonna do pickleball around for health and wellness. So, any other resources people want to share? So I'm going to pause for a second, but I also want to, as I want to end the meeting, wish everyone a happy and a warm holiday season. Our next general meeting will be on January the 11th at 2:30. I really think that as we're moving forward in the new year, we eventually will be able to be back in person. And as we're moving into the different tiers and the different comfort levels, we'll be sending out emails and see where we're at in regards to having in-person versus online and virtual. But right now, we're continuing that, staying safe, helping each other, support each other, and collaborate with one another as well. So thank you again for today's time. And Leanne, I'm going to turn it to you to close us out.
Yes, thank you everybody so much. I wish all of you a safe and healthy holiday. Get through these next couple weeks together and enjoy the time with the friends and family that we can see in person and virtually. I know I'm seeing most of my family virtually this year. So just thank you so much for being a part of the collaborative and supporting us and helping us support you. And I do wish all of you a very happy new year. And hopefully we go into 2021 with some new starts and seeing things get better for all of the individuals and organizations we work for. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.